So I switched it up a little bit today. We're not gonna do any strength work. We're just gonna kind of do a longer warm up, practice the movements that we're doing in the longer conditioning piece in the warm up. So we'll kind of take that flow warm up, do some exercises, practice some exercises, talk about the form. And then once we get started, I think it's like 32 minutes or something like that. We'll work for 60 seconds on one exercise, 60 seconds on another exercise, 60 seconds on another exercise, 60 seconds on another exercise. Then we'll rest. And then we're gonna go through that again. And then we're gonna go through 5 rounds of core work, rest, and then we'll go through that entire thing again. So we have Bentover rows, push-ups, strict hang to overhead, so almost like a curl and press, but I want more of a elbow press type thing. Skaters to get that heart rate up. And then our core work is going to be hollow hold tuck-ups or leg extensions, and then either toe touches or weighted toe touches where our feet are up in the air and we're trying to reach towards our toes. So we're really gonna get that heart rate up and then work on that core, get the heart rate up, work on the core. So a little different format today because it's just fairly long warm up, practice the movements in that warm up, and then get right into the workout and pretty much work for 32 minutes straight. There's a couple breaks in there, but yeah. So let's go ahead and stand with your feet hip width apart. I'll take a nice deep breath in, reach all the way up, that mountain pose. Then forward fold all the way down. Let the weight of your head and your shoulders hang down. Let that stretch take place in your hamstrings, low back. Couple deep breaths. Then a nice deep breath in, reaching all the way back up. When you reach up, come up on those toes, and then come back down and forward fold. Let the head and shoulders hang heavy. No tension in the neck. Nice deep breath in, coming all the way up, reaching all the way up top. Spread those fingers at the top, squeeze your butt, come up on your toes, and then back down. One more time, forward fold, all the way down. This time we're gonna sway side to side a little bit. You can cross your arms if you want to. Drop those hands to the ground again if you had your arms crossed. We're gonna do a halfway lift and then forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold. When you're halfway lift, make sure you're coming up and you're pulling those shoulder blades back and down. So our hips are going back, so we're creating a nice flat back. Forward fold. One more time, halfway lift, forward fold. Nice deep breath in, all the way up. Right hand, grab the left wrist, and pull to the right side. Try not to kick your hip out to the side. Reach up nice and tall, grab the other wrist, pull to the left side. Just trying to stretch out some of the triceps, the lats, all the way down into the low back. Reach up, one more time to the other side. Reach up, and go back to the other side. All right, forward fold all the way down. Plant your hands on the ground, take a step back into plank, and then bring your knees down into a tabletop. All right, we're gonna start here with some cat-cows. So nice deep breath in, pushing the hips back, pushing against the floor, head comes up. Big deep breath in, and then on your exhale, bring everything in, crunch it together, get some height in that spine. Back into cow and cat. Cow and cat. 2 more times. go ahead and extend your right arm out in front of you. Your shoulder, biceps should be right next to your ear. Shoulders are pulled back. Extend the left leg out, driving the heel straight back. If you feel like your hips are opened up, try to pull those hips down, pull the belly button in to stabilize yourself. Bring your elbow and knee together, and then extend out. We're gonna go 10 reps here. When you're done, go ahead and set that knee and hand down. Then we'll be going to the other side. Extend the left arm up, drive the right heel back, make sure our hips are square. Then we're bringing the elbow and knee together, and then extend out 10 times. Bring those hands to the ground. We're gonna go and thread the needle here. So we're gonna reach up, nice and tall, driving that bottom hand into the ground. Take that top hand all the way under, reach all the way through, shoulder to the ground, head to the ground. Stay right here for about 3 deep breaths. And then reach up nice and tall and thread it through 5 times. And then we're going to go to the other side. Reach up and hold. Try to open that chest up. And then slide that arm through, thread the needle. Shoulder to the ground, head to the ground. Take about 3 to 5 breaths here. And all the way up. 5 reps here. All right, now we're going to lay down on the ground. You can place your forehead on the ground. Going through some shoulder work here, I, Y, T, W's, and A's, just to get some good mobility, good movement through the shoulder complex. So straighten those arms all the way out. You can put your thumbs together if you want. Rest your forehead on the ground. And we're going to bring our hands off the ground and back down 5 times. And then hold for 5 seconds. And take those hands out to a Y. Come up to the ground, up 5 times. And hold, pulling your shoulder blades together and taking your shoulders and pulling them down. We don't want those shoulders way up here in the ears, okay? Out into a T. 1, 2, 4, 5, and hold. Pulling those shoulders down. Bring the hands in towards the head, into a W. Elbows or forearms to the ground 5 times. And hold. Pulling those shoulders down, away from the ears. Flip the hands down. Palms are facing up now. Tap the back of the hands to the ground. As you're pressing down with your fingertips, it'll be a help pull your shoulder blades down. 5 reps. And then hold. Now swim those arms up. Don't let them hit the ground. I, Y, T, W, and A. Swim back up. I, Y, T, W, A. Back up, I, Y, T, W, A. 2 more, I, Y, T, W, A. Swim it up, I, Y, T, W, A. Bring those hands up underneath your chest. Go ahead and press up into a plank, and then downward dog. Pedal those heels out. About 10 times. And we're going to shift back into plank. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down to the ground. And then cobra or up dog. Flip the toes. Press into the floor. Curl everything back or wave everything back into our downward dog. Wave, come way up on those toes. Come back into plank. Pinch the elbows to the side. And up dog and cobra. Flip the toes. Wave back into downward dog. Drive the heels to the ground. Come way up on those toes. Roll everything forward back into plank. Slowly lower down into cobra. We're gonna go one more time here. So flip the toes. Wave back into downward dog. Drive the heels to the ground. Come way up on those toes. Roll everything forward. Back into that plank. Slowly lower down. And up dog. Flip the toes. Downward dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Okay? If you have your weight or weights, go ahead and grab it. We're gonna do some bent over rows here, just to kind of go through the movement. So if you have a weight like this, like a torpedo weight, you can come right here, and we're gonna drive the elbows back and pull the weight into our belly button. All right, we're gonna do 30 seconds of bent over rows. If you have a single weight, I want you to get into this like sprinter's lunge here. And you'll just do 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other side, okay? Or actually, do 5 reps on one side, 5 reps on the other side, right? So here we go. Coming into our bent over row, driving our hips back, keeping our core pulled in. Hold that weight at the top, slowly lower down. And these are our bent over rows. You can go ahead and set that weight down. And now all we're gonna do is we're going to kind of jump side to side here, get our body used to leaving the ground. So just going side to side, we're not reaching down yet. We're gonna go for 20 reps here. Just mimicking some of the movements that we're gonna do in the workout. I knew that was gonna happen. Cone. All right, a couple more reps. All right, and now, take a nice deep breath in, reach up, come up on those toes, forward fold down, plant the hands on the ground, step back into plank, and when we lower down, just like we did earlier, elbows pinch to the side, slowly lower into our up dog, flip the toes, come back to plank. So right here, we're just working on the movement of our push-ups, keeping our core tight, back to up dog, flip the toes, back to plank. 2 more times. Slowly lower down, up dog, flip the toes, back to plank, slowly lower down. Up dog, hook the toes, downward dog, always stretching out that back, hamstrings, and then walk the feet to the hands. All right, now we're gonna do 20 high knees and then 20 skaters, all right? Or what we just did. Not necessarily skaters, just hopping side to side. All right, so 20 high knees. And then 20 side steps. All right, go ahead and pick your weight back up. Shoulders are warm. And we're gonna do a strict hang to overhead. So you're going to almost do a full deadlift to about right here. And then you're going to pull your elbows out and strict press up, slowly lower down. Coming here, elbows come out and then up. So don't tuck those elbows in and curl and press, right? We want our elbows to go up so the weight is going straight up in the air, right? So 10 of those. Don't worry, you don't have to count in the workout. Everything is timed out. You can just move. Got 2 more here. And then going back to the ground. Plant your hands on the ground. Take a nice deep breath in. Up on those toes again. Forward fold all the way back down. Plant the hands on the ground. Take a step back, slowly lowering down to the ground, into an up dog, hook the toes, back to plank, slowly lower down, into an up dog, hook the toes, back to plank, 2 more times, slowly lower down, back to plank, slowly lowering down, and then up dog, come to tabletop. All right, now we're gonna go over some of the core work. And the first thing we're gonna do is hold a dead bug. Even though we're not doing dead bug, this is gonna get us in a good hollow body position. So go ahead and lay back. Hands are in the air. Bring those feet up, knees are over the hips. So we're right here, crunching up. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take both feet out and then bring them back together. Both feet out, bring them back together. We're not quite to the tuck up yet. We're just getting that position. Two more. All right, and then we're gonna do 5 tuck-ups. This is the same movement, except for instead of our hands being here and our feet being here, we're gonna start here, tuck everything in, and then back out. 5 times. All right, and then we're gonna take our feet, bring them up in the air, flex your toes back, hands are out in front, and I want you to crunch up 10 times. These are our toe touches. Lots of core work this week, I can feel it. And then rest. Flip back over on your stomach, or it's a tabletop. Plant those hands on the ground. Step back into plank, into downward dog. Now we're gonna loosen up the hips a little bit, float the right heel up, swing it through into our runner's lunge. We're almost there. We're gonna get started here in just a second. Just making sure those hips are loose before we get started. No squatting today, but we do have skaters, so we'll make sure they're ready to go. Plant those hands, take a step back to downward dog. Drive the heel up, swing it through. Plant those hands, take a step back. One more time, downward dog. Flip the heel up, swing it through. Straighten the front leg, lift the toe. A couple times here. Plant the hands, step back, downward dog, float the heel up, swing it through. Straighten that front leg, lift the toe. And then step forward. Exercises, we're going to start off with Bentover Rows for a minute, push-ups for a minute, hang to overhead for a minute, and then skaters for 1 minute. And then we're going to rest a minute and go through that again. And then we're going to go to our core work, which we just did. I'll remind you when we get there. That way you don't have to think about it, all right? And then once we do our core work, we're going to repeat everything, all right? I know, it's not all right, but that's what we're going to do. Right there with you. The core work is going to suck today, especially if you've been doing the workouts this week. Lots of core work. All right, so go ahead and grab your weight. We're going to be going in 10 seconds here. We're starting off with our Bentover Rows. Now at the third, you can do one arm. If you have a lighter weight, you can do one arm on one side, then go to the other side. I'll tell you at 30 seconds when we're switching. Pull your shoulders back and down, get into that bottom position and row. Everything's nice and controlled here. We're not going real fast. Pulling those shoulder blades down and back, pulling them together. We're at 30 seconds here, in case you're doing single arm rows. Ten more seconds. Going to push-ups. All right, good. Go ahead and make that switch. Going all the way down, all the way up. No rest right now. We got 4 minutes of work before we rest. Whew. Shake those arms out as needed. Ooh. Blowing up early today. Oh. 10 seconds. We're going back to our weight and hang to overhead. Stripped. Go and come to your feet. Take that weight into that hang position. Elbows go out. Keep the weight close to your body. You almost want to feel like you might hit yourself in the face, even though don't. Thirty seconds. 10 seconds. And skaters. All right, like what we did in the workout, here, and then start reaching down a little bit. We have a minute here. It's a long time to be doing skaters. Keep your head up, chest up. That way that low back doesn't tighten up on you. "30 seconds. "10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and rest. 1 minute rest, and then we're going to repeat that before we go to our core work. Ooh. All right, we got about 20 seconds here. We're going back to our Bentover rows, then push-ups, then hang the overhead, and then skaters. Go ahead and grab that weight. Here we go. 3, pull the shoulders back and down. 2, slight bend in the knees, and go. All the way down. Pull all the way in towards the belly button, squeezing the elbows back, and pulling those shoulders down. If your weight is light, hold it at the top for a couple seconds, and slowly lower down. Yeah, you might not get as many reps. That's all right. The most important thing is feeling that burn, making sure that the muscle is working properly. Sorry, 30 seconds. Hang in there. I gotta shake my arms out. Already. 10 seconds. All right, here we go. Push-ups. And go. Switch it up. Oh my. We have 30 seconds. Ooh. 10 seconds. Start making your way to your feet. Hang to overhead. Strict. Strict if you can. Hang. Elbows out to the side. Thirty seconds. 3, 2, 1, and skaters. Here we go. Skaters, side to side. Side to side. Keep that chest up. Head's looking straight ahead. Don't look down. Straight ahead. "30 seconds. "15 seconds. "5 seconds. And rest. Oh. Doesn't get any easier. We got our core work coming up. So we're gonna be on the ground. So there's two things we can do here, modification-wise, right? Our tuck-ups are here, or we can put the hands to the side. We can bring our knees in and straighten them back out into a leg extension if it's a little too hard to do the other way. We're going in 15 seconds, and our toe touches will be here, reaching up. 5 seconds. Going for 30 seconds here. And go. Tuck ups. One more. Bring those legs up. And toe touches. Keep those toes flexed back as much as you can. Ooh, that feels amazing. This is round 1. Ten seconds. And back to tuck-ups. I'm going to demonstrate leg extensions. All right, so shoulders are up off the ground, pressing out, pulling those legs in, pressing out. Ooh, 15 seconds here. Tuck-ups. Five seconds. And toe touches. Feet up, toes back, keep reaching up. Jamie's core is done for the week. Not even gonna play. Ooh, 10 more seconds. And then back to tuck-ups or leg extension. This is round 3. Five more seconds. Feet up, toe touches. Ooh, 10 more seconds. Back to TuckUps. Round 4. Here we go. I need a mat. Quickly, quickly. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 15 seconds. Oh, yeah. 5 seconds. Toe touches. Here we go. Feet up. Arms out in front. Crunch it up. Ooh, that makes it harder. That mat. There we go. Not that it's easy. It's not easy. Ooh. 10 seconds. All right, switch it back. Last set. Tuck-ups or leg extensions, whichever one's for you. Five more seconds. And then back to our toe touches. We got a minute rest after this. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but ooh. 15 seconds. Ooh. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh man, this kind of core work is a struggle for me, so I'm not afraid to admit it. And we go right back all the way to the top to our Bentover rows, push-ups, strict hang to overhead, and skaters. 2 rounds. And then we end back on core work. Yay. Yay. We got about 25 seconds. We don't have that much rest. But I can definitely feel the core work from the week. All right, we're back to our Bentover rows in 5 seconds. Go ahead and grab that weight. Here we go, and go. Drive those hips back. Pull that weight into the belly button, driving the elbows back. Keep your head neutral. Control the weight. "30 seconds in case you're doing single arms or in case you need to shake it out like I do. Oh my gosh, yesterday's lift classes got my blown up. Whoo. We got about 5 more seconds here. And push-ups. Push-ups. Woo. "20 seconds. Start making your way to your feet. Straight strict hanged overhead. Here we go. Going down, driving those elbows out, keeping the weight close to the body. Slowly back to the shoulders. Thirty seconds. One more rep. And skaters. Skaters and then a rest. Here we go. Thirty seconds. Fifteen seconds. And rest. Whew, 1 minute rest. We go through that one more time. Whew. We got about 30 seconds here. Fifteen seconds. Bentover rows, push-ups, strict hanged overhead, and skaters. 1 minute each. Go ahead and grab your weight. Here we go, and go. Drive those hips back, pull the shoulder blades back and down. Weight towards your belly button, bottom of the rib cage. Driving those knees back out of the way. Hamstrings are engaged, belly button's pulled in. There's a lot going on here to maximize the movement. 30 seconds. Whew. Goodness. Ten seconds. And push-ups. Here we go. Whoo. Uh. 25 seconds. Five seconds, one more rep. Make your way to your feet. Strict hang the overhead. Here we go. Elbows go out to the side. Keeping that weight close to your body. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. One more. And skaters. Whew. Thirty seconds. And rest. Oh, 1 minute rest. Ooh. Finishing up with our core work. We got 30 seconds here. Either got tuck-ups or leg extensions. And then toe touches. Here we go. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Ten seconds. And toe touches. Fifteen seconds. Back to tuck-ups. Round 2. Here we go. Starting to set in. Three, 2, 1, toe touches. If you can't hold those legs up, just do a crunch like this. Try to hold those legs up though, if you can. I know it's hard, I can't keep mine up, they're heavy. 15 seconds. Right there with you. The burn, the struggle. 5 more seconds. All right, back to tuck ups, round 3. Here we go. Back to toe touches. Ooh, got one in. Ooh, let me see if I can string some together here. "15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, back to tuck ups. This is number 4 or 5. If you need to do one leg at a time, you can do one leg at a time. I'm not gonna say it's any easier. It's just a different movement. Coming in, coming up. Feel it the same though. Still doing the same amount of sit-ups or tuck-ups. 10 more seconds. One more. Back to those toe touches or crunches. You put your hands here and crunch up if you need to. Try to keep those feet up though. Ooh, 15 seconds. Oh my gosh. All right, last set. Tuck ups, here we go. And go. We're gonna do a single leg. I'm gonna do some single legs here. That way I can keep moving. Modify as needed. 5 more seconds. And toe touches or crunches. Do what you can. Here we go. Ooh, man. It's hard to keep those feet up. Ooh. Hang in there, 10 more seconds. Oh, and rest. Just lay there, stretch those arms out, stretch the legs out. Stretch the core, like reach overhead, stretch it out. Ooh. And when you can, we're gonna roll over to our stomachs here. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Press into that up dog or cobra. Squeeze your butt here so you don't hurt your back. Then bring those knees in, feet together, child's pose. We're gonna do a little transition from child's pose into an up dog or cobra. For the hips and the core. So keep those hands out in front of you. And we're just gonna shift our hips forward. Keep our shoulders strong, let our hips drop down. Back feet back together, knees are still apart. Pushing back into child's pose. And I wanna go through this transition about 10 times. Sit in that child's pose for about 5 to 10 seconds. Then shift forward. Trying to keep the feet together, knees apart, chest up, sinking the hips down towards the ground. And then back into child's pose. Trying to let those hips sink down into the heels a little lower each time we come back here. Back into that up dog or cobra. Be more of an up dog here. Shoulders off the ears, back into child's pose.
You can start adding some side stretch in here. Reach out to the right, left hand on top. Then when you bring it back to the middle, go back into that wide leg up dog here, pressing the shoulders down away from the face, hands into the ground. And then we come back to that child's pose. Left arm out to the side, right hand on top. Stretch the other side out. You bring your hands back to the middle. Shift that weight forward. It's a good idea to squeeze your butt right here. That way you can get a little extra stretch through the hip flexors and hips. Bring those feet back together. Child's pose again. I feel like each time I'm getting lower with my hips, so that's a good thing. Coming back into that, right? I think we got a couple more here. We're going to do one more. Come all the way back to the front. And the next thing we're going to get into is we're going to get into a pigeon. So go ahead and come to your tabletop position. We're going to bring our left knee all the way up in between our hands and then slide your left foot out just a little bit and then inch that right foot back, making your way down to your elbows. And then you can kind of rock your hips side to side here and feel where you need this stretch the most. And then when you feel that spot, just kind of take a deep breath, big exhale, and then try to make your way down. Hands out in front if you want to. I'm going to have my arms bent. And 5 deep breaths here. And then when you're done, we can just sit down onto that hip. Take that other leg, swing it around the front. Slide the left leg back. And just make your way to that other side. Find a spot that's comfortable. You shouldn't feel any pressure in your knee. Ooh. You'll feel it in your hip though. Remember, shift side to side, find out where you need that stretch. And then once you find that spot, kind of sit up over that front leg. Straighten your arms out if you want to. About 5 deep breaths here. This stretch is very important after skaters. Going side to side, the hips doing a lot of stabilizing, deceleration. We'll make sure we stretch it back out and take care of it. And when you get your 5 breaths, make your way up, slide that foot back into a kneeling position. Then we'll shake those arms out a little bit. Go about 10 times here side to side, and then just like when we're standing, alternate back and forth about 10 times, and then both hands back, both hands up, about 10 times. And then you can end out here with some big shoulder circles just to get, you don't have to do a lot, about 5 or so. And if you really feel a lot of tension in between your shoulder blades, you can take that right arm across the front and pull the shoulder down. Holding for about 5 seconds. And then we'll take that arm up. I like to reach to the side. See if I can touch the ground over here, which I can't, but I like to see if that mobility's there. And then reach it back up. Go to the other side. reach that arm up and try to reach across. See, I can touch on this side. I've got some limitations on the other side. And then come back up. Awesome job.